What's happening, Wargamers? Welcome to the meditations on our most recent game of Star Wars Shatterpoint from Aegis Brand Studios. As usual, I'm your host, Leland. I was joined by Alex with this game, and he's still rocking the Bad Batch quite well, I'm going to say. Your Bad Batch is making me think a whole lot. And,
they're something.
They're fun. They are a lot of fun. Yeah. I really got to get mine finished so I can actually try them out.
Bad Batch versus Bad Batch.
I have not painted my Bad Batch yet.
The content the internet craves.
Exactly. Who knows what the internet actually craves?
Someone on the internet is like, why haven't they done Hunter v. Hunter?
You know what we got to do? We actually got to figure out a way to put Stormtrooper armor on a bunch of Ewoks. And just like it's an all converted Ewok army. But anyway, yeah. So the last game we played, was a shifting priorities.
There you go. Got there.
There we go. Made it there eventually. With an eventual win for the Jedi Council, 2-1. And I'm not gonna lie. I had a plan in round 2, struggle 2 there, and you actually made me kind of worried about my plan.
Yeah, your very attrition focused plan. I was able to kind of claw back from. You said earlier that you didn't really want to score too much in struggle 2, but you wound up doing a fair bit of it. And even though you did do a lot of like crazy shoves that got me all the way back towards the back point, I was able to kind of claw back from that a little. Which is
saying something about IG-11 and the Bad Batch.
Yeah, IG-11 and Wrecker have like a weird amount of mobility, which is great. Bulldoze on a big base, that dash for free is a lot of movement.
It is.
But a lot of things came together. Didn't quite line up just enough.
I gotta say, my Jedi came through this game.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Mace tanked so much early on.
Yep.
Like he just did so much. Plo, just like friggin' tanking Mando.
Oh my goodness.
And just holding on to this point over here. And Barris, man. Barris just walked up and just started shoving people around. And
everyone on your team with a lightsaber did everything they wanted to do.
Yep.
And it was wild.
Yep. Even Pawns. Pawns did good stuff this game.
I remember you drew Pawns and you were like, oh man, what's Pawns going to do? Yeah. Oh, Pawns is going to help me win the game.
It's like, oh, wait a minute. I can dash over here and Pawns can take a walk over here. Yep. And yeah, because he put Barris back on the point.
He put Barris on the point. He put himself on a point. It was tight.
I got to say, Hunter going down when he did was actually surprisingly beneficial for me.
Yes, if Hunter was alive at any point during this, it would have been a game changer.
It would have been very different.
And for my own curiosity,
he was on
the bottom of my deck.
Yeah, I had Plo up next, followed by Arfs, Shatterpoint, and Mr. Mace Windu to close out the deal.
So had Mando's thing kept going, Hunter was going to be unconscious for a while.
So let's talk about that last Mando activation there, because that was a little heartbreaking. I felt that one in my bones for you.
I also felt that in my bones. Don't worry,
because you went from an absolutely stellar first attack, and then all you needed to do was just 2 points of damage.
I needed 2 successes on his Bring You In Warm side, and
that was unfortunate. Like the clone commandos came through.
You know, I've been mean to them about their protection before, but that really came in for them today.
It did. Yeah, their protection was absolutely massive for them in this particular one, because they took 5 damage and then they just basically said no. But that's what happens. Like these are the OG Delta Force.
Yes.
And you brought the Bad Batch in, and I brought Delta Force, which I think they were actually Delta Force 99 to start off.
Oh, really?
I think they were. I'm probably going to get called down and corrected on this one. I got to go back and play Republic.
Yes, piss off the Star Wars lore nerds.
Man, I can get things right and I'd still piss them off. Okay, it is a lose-lose situation here.
It really is.
You know what?
We do love you guys.
You know what? Greedo shot first.
Whoa.
And all the Star Wars subscribers are gone.
Well, thanks for having me. It's been great on the channel.
It's been a good run, exactly.
I have to go on an apology tour now.
Let's go even further. The remastered original trilogy is like the opus of Star Wars, and CGI Jabba the Hutt was just amazing.
I liked the Gungans.
Actually, you know what? I liked the Gungans. I hated Jar Jar, and I hated the fact that they were clearly racist stereotypes.
Whoa. Just go for the entirety of episode 1 while you're at it. Why don't you?
Anyway, we're getting
Anyways,
sidetracked.
back to this game we played that you're here to watch the video about.
Yeah. So one thing I will say, I was surprised you kind of abandoned your one job as early as you did.
So it was. I feel like Grief Karga's ability is really good, and if you have another squad that's able to support that, if you have like Cad Bane's squad with some more bounty hunters, it feels like a very flexible thing to go for. But by the time, I wanted to go for it with Mando, but we saw how that went. And I wanted to go for it with IG-11, but IG-11 had been... just not
Barris had some words with him.
Barris had some words with him. I definitely wanted to, but every time a bounty hunter came up, there was a better alternative to go for.
That's fair. Fair. And I remember in the first struggle, it actually hit a point where like you were considering it, but it was like it wouldn't have actually made a difference, and it would have just kind of been a loss of movement on the struggle tracker for you.
I think a major part of that was that Plo Koon's objective turned off, and
he was instrumental in Struggle 1.
Yeah,
and then he just never activated again after that.
Yeah, which honestly played to countering the one job, because he wasn't not relevant, but he was just...
You needed him to activate first.
Yeah, I needed him to activate first, and he was just so out of the way that it became and I was clawing to try and stay alive, that I didn't have the luxury of going for him.
Yeah, so let's actually take a quick look at the attrition game that was going on here, because Struggle 1, there was like virtually no attrition. I think you put 10 damage onto Mace, and Hunter went down.
Yep.
I think is basically what happened. Maybe Grief took a little bit of damage, I think. No,
Grief took a little bit of damage.
But either way, like not a lot going on in Struggle number 1. Struggle 2, even then, not a whole lot. Like I think Tekko went down.
Tekko went down.
And on my side, no, I didn't. No Pawns was Struggle 3.
Yeah, and then Struggle 3 was
Struggle 3. Yeah, Struggle 3. You took down Windu. You did some damage to the ARFs. 5 damage to the Commandos. Meanwhile, I threw 4 onto Grief.
And you did take down Mando.
I took down Mando. Wrecker took some, and IG-11 took some. Yeah, so like IG-11's only damage was when he shot Plo. Yep. And I just went deflected. Yeah. So yeah, it was kind of interesting. It's
very little attrition, actually.
Very little attrition. I expected a little bit more from the Clone Clone Force 99. I think Mando got more out of the pairing than Hunter did.
I think so. I think Hunter really, really does want to have more clones, more members of the batch. I was looking for the flexibility Mando would have, because all of the Bad Batch that are here today are Scoundrels. So he would be able to use Clan of Two, and This Is the Way, and he would be able to give hunkers and stuff like that, which did come up.
Yeah.
But then...
You gave out a fair amount of hunkers there.
Like, he only got to do This Is the Way twice this game.
I think part of the problem is that I didn't bring a very killy list myself, so you didn't really get to do This Is the Way as often as we've seen in the past. And that is... It's weird, because, I mean, you're losing a person to do it, but it's an exceptionally powerful identity.
Yes.
Right? Because like there's healing up, there's movements and all that sort of stuff. There's what is it? You get the reposition, the recovers,
the recovers, the hunkers, removing conditions. It's so much going on, and I was planning to have him give so much to the Bad Batch, and then you didn't kill anybody.
No, and I mean not for lack of trying.
Not for lack of trying, but
I definitely tried. I think Mace was the only one to actually take heads. Oh, no, and the Commandos. The Commandos took heads.
The Commandos took a very important head.
They took a very important head. Now, granted, I mean, Mando had already only needed 6 damage on him to go down. But getting an exceptionally good roll with 5 successes, and you only got like 1 block.
Yeah, you exposed me, and he rolled... Oh, my God. I don't want to say anything about my dice. I don't want to be the guy who complains about dice.
Dude, it's fair. It's fair.
But IG-11 rolled 8 fails.
your dice, like the weird thing is I think on the curve your dice were okay. Yeah. But the problem is that there is some key rolls where the dice just decide to go, nah, man, I'm out. Yeah. Right.
Like I look at Hunter's rolls, which were exceptional, and then garbage.
Yeah, he just kind of stopped trying after a bit, didn't he? Which was really unfortunate. Because he was tanking Mace for a little bit. He was tanking like clones for a bit.
He took, I think, off of Mace, he took like 2 or 3 damage, and then the clones came in and they were like, okay, but now you don't block anything.
Yeah. So that was kind of weird. Yeah, IG-11 like should have done some more damage to Plo there. And I think if you had done some more damage to Plo, struggle number 1 might have been a little bit different.
That's the other thing for going for the for the one job on him. Because if I had done any damage to him, he suddenly becomes a much more appealing target.
Yeah.
But dealing no damage to him and having him always be, can you do 10 damage right now?
Yeah, it was always an all or nothing sort of prospect. The fact that IG-11 didn't do it, and then
Grief didn't do it.
And the fact that I think what was it? You had one attack go into him, and Plo's just like, I'm going to recover that damage.
Yep, that was. I think that might have been IG-11's. No, it wasn't IG-11. It was Grief. It was Grief. Grief got a success through, and you recovered it.
Yeah, which was just one of those like, Plo showed up today.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so happy Plo showed up today because I've been really struggling to kind of.
His identity still being still a little niche, but he did a lot of work today.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, the fact that his one attack, I think I got the force push off on him as well. Like, I got the free action, the free ability on that one.
I think so, yeah.
Which allowed me to push someone away. I don't remember who. I pushed someone away. Was it IG-11?
It was
I think it was IG-11.
Yeah.
So.
There's been so much pushing. Also, I just say, having everyone on my team back here except for Hunter and Grief Karga, wild.
It slowed you down.
Yeah.
So much, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of where we're at. But as always, Alex, really great game. Had a lot of fun with it.
Oh, absolutely.
The Bad Batch is tricky to work around.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not used to Republic aggression here. So it's really good. And it was interesting to be on the receiving end of Mando. And even when the dice were a little cold, Mando still is a great character.
Oh, for sure.
A great character. I even like Grief. I don't think Grief is as bad as some people say he is.
Honestly, if these boxes weren't there and he was able to ingress, or he's able to hunker a little bit closer that way and get onto the center point, game changer.
Yeah, huge game changer. Those boxes were actually a big deal here.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I love it. As always, man, great game. Had a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
And for everyone watching, hopefully you guys enjoyed it as well. We'll see you next time. Happy wargaming.